What you're about to see is an NLP demonstration from Steve Andreas' self-concept model, transforming an unwanted quality, a negative quality, into a positive one. And it's not me doing the demonstration. It will not be me doing the demonstration that you're about to see. It is one of my students, Ismael. Ismael was one of my top students in my certification program. The way my program works is you have people who join who want to learn the self-concept model to create transformations for themselves. Of course, if you're a coach, you can use it in your coaching business. And then the next level is to a smaller group where I actually certify coaches and I critique the coach's work so that they can get certification. And it's not just a participation certification. You actually have to pass final exams. And one of the final exams is to do a demonstration of every kind of transformation. So what you're about to see is one of Ismael's final exams, where he's working with a student from the other program, and he's working with him to transform that unwanted quality. Now, I just want to say too, that I got permission both from Ismael and from the other student that it was okay to publish this. So this wasn't meant to be published, but because Ismael did such an incredible job of transforming this quality, it is near flawless, that I thought it was really important to show here. I want to emphasize too that it's not like I possess some sort of talent or that I possess some sort of superpowers here, that I can make NLP work really well and that I understand NLP very well and that I understand this model very well. Because clearly Ismael, who I taught, learned how to do this model extremely well. He's an amazing coach. In fact, he's so good that we hired him to work for us. And so the thing here is not to think as you watch my videos or you watch my demonstrations that like, this is only something I can do. It is not. You can learn this. Ismael learned this. He practiced it. He did what I taught him to do, and he practiced it a lot. And that's why he's able to pull off this amazing transformation. And it's less than an hour. It only takes 45 minutes. Now, what you're going to see right at the beginning is Ismael, he's going to elicit a quality that Kyle feels very certain about and that also likes about himself. And he does this because he wants to model that quality. How does Kyle structure that? Ishmael's not interested really that much into the content of it or the story behind it or what he's actually doing in these examples or what he's actually doing to represent these qualities that, this quality that he likes about himself. All Ismael is doing is he's eliciting the structure from it. Once he has that structure, then Ismael goes to, well, what is the negative quality that Kyle doesn't like about himself that he would like to change? And once he knows that, then he asks Kyle to what does he want instead? So like if there's a quality that I don't like about myself, then I want to ask the question, well, who do I want to be instead? So let's start back. I'll give you an example of me. If I was modeling a quality about myself that I'm certain about and that I like about myself, the one that I always go to is persistence. I know that I'm a persistent person and I like this about myself. I'm very certain about this quality, so I would elicit the structure of that. Then I would take a quality that I don't like about myself. Let's say impatience. I believe I'm an impatient person and I don't want to be. So then the question is, well, what do I want to be instead? What is the quality I'd rather be instead of impatient? Well, that's pretty easy. I want to be a patient person. And then so I would go to work transforming impatience into patience using the structure of persistence. I know I just threw a lot of concepts at you. What you're about to see is Ismael doing exactly that. You're going to see a demonstration of exactly what I just explained. And if you want to learn this, I will mention at the end of the video after the demonstration how you too can learn how to do this.
So we are going to work on your unwanted quality in order to transform it. But the first thing that's important is that you think of a quality that you like about yourself and that you are certain about. Some quality that you know that you are and you are certain about. And you
Outgoing.
like something that you like about yourself.
I'm very outgoing.
Okay. So what I want you to do is that you ask yourself, how do I know that I am outgoing? So if you ask yourself this question, you are either gonna get some picture or sounds or some sensations. And I want you to notice what you get in response.
I just noticed the picture of being comfortable with talking to anybody wherever I am.
Okay, you see one picture of yourself being comfortable talking to anybody. Okay, so that's what we call a summary representation. That's when you have this like summary picture, summary representation that kind of reunites all the knowledge you have about how to be this quality. And if you think more deeper into this quality, if you think deeper in this quality, you are going to have multiple examples of being this quality. So I don't know how many examples do you have about being this quality?
Probably quite a few. A lot, that feels. Yeah.
Good. So first impression, how many? Doesn't have to be exact.
I don't know, maybe 10, 15.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, maybe 5 right off the bat. I mean.
Okay. And what's the location of them? When you see that picture of yourself being comfortable talking to everybody, and then you see those examples, where do you see them?
Like the location geographically?
Yeah, like in your space.
The gym. When I'm working.
No, I mean, you said, let's come back to that picture of yourself comfortable, like talking to anybody. When you see this picture in your mind, where do you see it? What's the location?
There's a lot of locations, I guess. I mean, it's not one specific one. It seems like anytime I'm just with like kind of another person, like there's just another person, it doesn't really matter the location of it.
Okay,
I mean, like either the gym or like at the store.
I guess I'm not. I wasn't really clear. So what I mean by location is kind of, I have a picture in my mind, so I have to see it like projected somewhere, and it might be here or in front of you, or up or down, or it could be like all around me. So when you think of that and you get the picture in your mind, where is it?
I guess it'd be up over here.
Okay, up and more to the left, if I okay,
yep.
Up and to the left. Good. And when you begin to think of all the examples you have about this quality, do you see them sequentially, like one and then another and then another, or do you see them more like a collage, like simultaneous, where you have
like a collage simultaneous? So wherever that memory or that summary representation is on the collage, I can pick it.
Okay, good. So after you see the summary representation, and then when you think of your examples, you see kind of a collage of images. And how big are they? And how many are them?
There's quite a few. I don't know, maybe 30, 20, 30.
Okay. And the size?
I would say maybe like that space.
Okay, like this. Good. So and how what's the distance from you?
I would say it's pretty close. I'm not. It's like I'm watching a movie screen, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Okay, like arm's length.
Yeah, probably arm's length, I would say.
Okay. Good. So that's what we call your database.
Database.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: when you think of some counterexamples, some moment where you haven't been your quality, like when you have been outgoing. So where do you see them, or where do you hear them? I don't know. They are visual. What's the sensory system you get them?
Not being outgoing, the representation. It feels like they're off to the right, down below.
Okay, off to the right, down below. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they are visual as well.
Kind of, yeah, visual, but more of kind of just like a feeling of not showing up.
Mm-hmm. A feeling.
Kind of a feeling. I don't get as much of like a data visual, but more of like a feeling. Still some visuals, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what kind of in what part of your body you get this feeling, and what
And in
kind
my
of feeling?
stomach,
Your
my
stomach
stomach area, just kind of sinking a little bit.
sinking. Okay, what is it? Is that a sensation, or is more an emotion?
It's a sensation that I would say is attached to the emotion of not being outgoing or showing up.
Okay, so that's probably a reaction to the picture. So when you look at the picture, how big is the picture?
Not showing up. Feels kind of big. I mean, bigger than the other one, but I mean, it's not in the same, like in the front. It feels it's more down and kind of around over to the right.
Okay, is it dark or bright?
Kind of dark.
Okay. So that's how you represent your quality, and the examples of your quality, and your counterexamples, and that can be tuned up for a certain quality. But we are going to work with your unwanted quality. So what I want you to think of is, now think of your unwanted quality that you told me. And so I want you to ask yourself, how do you know that you are this quality?
Just, I don't know. It feels like kind of a feeling, I guess, or something based on previous instances where it was, like the example of that. So like either being selfish or self-absorbed, more of like the feeling of that.
Okay. Do you have what do you have before having the feeling?
Like, what do I see?
Do you see something or do you hear something?
I feel just sad from it. It's just like a feeling of sadness.
Okay. So you have like two kinds of feeling. You have like sensations, which are more like hot or cold, or a pressure or light, or heavy, or so those are sensations. Those are tactile feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have proprioception, like like balance and how you move. So those
Mm-hmm.
are the feelings we are after. When you have an emotional feeling like sadness, this is a reaction of another representation. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
have either a picture or a voice that tells
Mm-hmm.
you what you are feeling sad about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just pictures of past examples when I was kind of selfish,
Okay.
or just thinking about me.
Okay. Pictures of past examples when you were selfish. Where are those pictures?
Kind of just right in front.
Right in front. Okay. Okay. So are they like a simultaneous, like a collage, or they are sequential, one after the other?
I don't know. Like sometimes it's one main picture, but then another one. Then it goes back to the collage.
Mhm. Okay, so they kind of pop out of the collage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. Um, okay, so what I want you to what I want you to think now is what do you want to be instead? What quality do you want to be instead of selfish?
Giving.
Giving.
Yeah, just like giving. Of my talents or my resources or ability or just my heart, just showing up.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, so you want to you want to be giving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. So let's so you have your positive template right here
Mm-hmm.
for the certain quality. So when I say positive template, I am referring to your certain quality, the first one we listed. And those examples of being selfish, we are going to refer as counter examples, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are going to build the quality of being giving. Then,
Mm-hmm.
so those are counter examples to the quality of being giving,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So the first thing I want you to do is that you reveal your experience and look for examples of being giving. So even small ones, it doesn't have to be big ones. So any examples of being giving will count. So I
Mm-hmm.
want you to look for examples of that.
Yeah, I have some.
Okay, good. So put those examples in your positive template for your certain quality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So how many examples did you find?
Like 5.
Okay. Okay. Good. So before we move on, I want you to ask yourself if there is any part of you that has any resistance or any objection to making this a change from selfish to giving.
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Good. So look for more examples of being giving. You can think of different contexts. Maybe if you think of each context, you can find
Mm-hmm.
some examples in each.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. And add them to your positive template.
Okay.
Good. And make sure that you review every context that's important in which that's and collect every example.
Mm-hmm.
Good. How many do you have now?
10.
10. Okay, good. So I want to now check in your past. You can check for different moments of your past, like different moments of your life, and check for examples of have been giving.
Okay.
Good. And add them to your positive template.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good. So how many do you have now?
20.
Okay. And check for, I don't know how long is the present moment for the present for you. For some people, it's just a moment, and for other people, it can take days or weeks. So
Mm-hmm.
how long is the present for you?
I'd say like today or a couple days.
Okay. So can you check in the present how many examples of being giving you have?
Yeah, like 5.
Okay, good. So add them to your positive template.
Okay.
Good. And to add to those 25, you can look at the future and think of examples of you being giving in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good, good. And add them to your positive template as well.
Okay.
Good, good. Do you have any, do you have specific examples, or do you have any metaphors in your examples? Like something that symbolizes being giving?
Both, I guess.
You have both. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good, good. How many do you have of each?
Maybe examples visually, I would say 10 or 15. And then for representations, like 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, do you have any person that you know that is an example of being giving in the way you want to be giving?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, uh, it's good to add those people. I don't know if it's one or more than one, but here it's important to be careful to think only of the aspects you want to model. So when you think of a person and you put a person in your database, you want to think of what you want to be like this person, and delete the rest so that you don't end up doing things that.
Or just input, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I want you to think just on the aspects you want to model from this person of being given in the way you want to be given, and delete the rest and put them in your database.
Okay. Okay.
Good. And check if you have any other examples that you would like to add from any context of your life. You can think of all the major contexts of your life.
Okay.
Good. And add any examples that you have found.
Okay.
Good. So how many examples do you have now?
Like 50, 55.
Good. So now let's check the counterexamples that you told me you have them right here. So the first thing I want you to check is how you can group your counterexamples per similarity. So if you look at the counterexamples, which are similar to which and how you can group them. And notice how many groups do you have.
3.
3. Okay. So the first thing to do with those groups is to check if there is any group that could be classified as another quality, because sometimes we are thinking as counterexamples, but we could actually think they are as examples of a different quality. For example, to me, one time I was working with compulsive, and then I would think about myself as compulsive for learning some things, and it was actually an example of being driven. So I was thinking as compulsive, but I could pick the whole group of compulsive for learning as driven, so, or motivated. So notice if you can classify any of those groups under another quality.
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So I want you to choose one of those groups. And in the group, I want you to think of the first or the worst counterexample. It's every group has like one example that is kind of a magnet, something that holds the group together. So I want you to find this example, the strongest one, which usually is the first one, but not always. So I want you to find the worst one in the group.
Okay.
And I want you to think, when you did that, what were you trying to do? So because we do not make mistakes on purpose, we are always trying to do something positive. Sometimes the behavior is not appropriate, but the intention is always to do something positive. So what's the positive intention behind your behavior in this counterexample? Okay, good. So now I want you to think, if you think of the positive intention, what resources would you need to fulfill the positive intention and be giving at the same time? What kind of internal resources you would need to find a positive intention, to fulfill the positive intention and be giving at the same time in this situation?
Okay.
Good. So what I wanted to do is that you imagine that you are plugging in those resources in the example and see it transform in the light of those resources.
Okay.
Good. So how is that now?
It feels good.
Good. Awesome. So
I like it just dissolved it, neutralized it.
I didn't understand.
It felt like it dissolved into it, or it neutralized it in a sense.
Awesome. So is there any other resources that you would like to add? That would be useful in the situation? Good. So add those resources and notice what happens.
Okay.
Good. How is that?
Good.
Got better than before?
Yeah.
Great. And you can check if there are any other resources that you would like to add. because sometimes combined resources can be powerful. To change the counterexamples.
I think that's good.
Good. So do you have any other resources, or?
I think that's all. I think that's everything. That's
Great. Have you already added everyone?
mm-hmm.
Awesome. So what I want you to do now is that you put that transform. So first I want you to link somehow the old picture of the counterexample, so how it was, but I want you to make it like small one, and like black and white, or subdued. Subdue it in a way that it's like archiving. So like you are archiving that counterexample, and now you have a new picture you just built with all the resources that you need, and you want to have them linked somehow. Like you could have a cord, or you could have one at the corner of the other, like the old one archived in the corner of the new one.
Okay.
Good. And I want you to touch this transformed counterexample in the group, like put it back in the group and notice what happened.
Wait, put the counterexamples back in the group?
No, the transformed one you just worked with all those resources. Imagine it going back into its group, transformed, and touch it in the counterexamples, the other from the group, and notice what happens.
Okay.
Good. What happened?
It felt like it just morphed in, or it melted into that, and it turned it to gold.
Turned it to gold. Okay, good. So the other counterexamples from the group transformed. Okay. Is there anyone left in the group, or all transformed?
Feels like they're all transformed.
Awesome. Good. So what I want you to do is that you pick all the transformed group and put into your positive template.
Okay.
Good. Now I want you to think of the second group of counterexamples. And do the same process. So
okay. I kind of already did it with all three of them at the same time.
Oh, good. On all of them. Okay. Yeah. And all of them transformed. Great.
Yeah, within each group, everything. Yeah, it was all bundled together.
Great. Awesome. So have you already put in your positive template?
Yep.
Awesome. Great. So I check if there are any other counterexamples untransformed yet, or if they are all transformed.
They're all transformed.
Awesome. So now you have a positive template with full of examples, like 55 you told me, and you have now other examples because you transformed all the counterexamples and you put into a positive template. So I want you to check this new database you just built, and I want you to to check if the name of the quality is still the same. Is it
For
still
the positive quality?
Yeah, is it still giving is still appropriate name for the quality?
Yeah. Giving, loving. I mean, yeah.
Giving, loving, awesome, awesome. Giving or loving?
I think loving, in a sense, is giving. It's showing up, and it's being, like you're giving your resources or your time or your words, or like you're giving something. You're loving. You're not taking, which is selfish or self-absorbed. So
Awesome, awesome, good, good. So now I want you to create a summary representation, like one picture that can summarize the quality. That can be like the first one, like that one which represents everything, and you know that you have a lot of information, and you have a summary.
Okay.
Good, good. And put the summary like in the front of your database, so you now know that is the door for your database, or the handle in the suitcase. Like when you have a suitcase, it's like a summary. When you open the suitcase, you have a lot of information there. So good, good. And okay, so now I want you to look back and notice what have changed.
Within which quality? Just both of them?
Yeah. So from the beginning of our session, from before.
Yeah. Oh, there's not like an emotional charge with it that feels. It's just I feel calm. I feel, I feel like it's peaceful.
Good. Good. Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, are you a giving person?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's do one more thing. Can you think of a color that represents giving or loving?
I'm getting either it's like a crimson red, or not a crimson, just more of a red, or like a really fluorescent blue.
Good. Good. So you can choose one of them, the one which seems more appropriate, which seems more congruent.
Okay,
And
the fluorescent blue.
good. So I want you to imagine this fluorescent blue light or color spreading throughout all your timeline since then, when you were born, and way into the future. Like imagine this fluorescent blue color spreading through all your timeline. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Good. So when you do that, do you feel more Q, more your quality, more giving, loving?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Plug in my phone. I got 10% battery.
Okay. So are you a loving person?
Yeah, I am.
Good. Good. Great. Great. Awesome. Awesome. So ask yourself if there is any part of you that has any objection of making this quality a stable quality of your self-concept.
No, not at all.
Okay. You can really check if there is any signal, any, it could be a picture, sound, feeling, anything that would object to that.
No objections.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. So now what I want you to do is that you imagine yourself in the future and you see yourself and make sure that you are disassociate. Like disassociate is when you see yourself like somebody filmed you or photographed you and you're looking at the movie or the picture. So I want you to see yourself in the future being a giving person in multiple contexts where it is appropriate, being a loving person, a giving person.
Okay.
Good, good. So how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel a lot more peaceful and just more grounded, more solid.
Great, great, awesome. So we just transformed an unwanted quality, and that's I think is a really impactful transformation when you transform an unwanted quality, because you transform something that you do not like about yourself into something that you really like. So it feels good.
Yeah, I feel more. I just feel more. I feel more grounded. I feel more present and just comfortable.
Great, awesome, awesome. So that's it. That's it.
Nice.
Wasn't that amazing? Change does not have to be difficult. Change does not have to take a long time. Change does not have to be painful. And you saw right here, you watched a transformation. It happened fast. It happened painlessly. And it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard, especially if you have a good coach doing some guiding and you have a very willing client who wants to make this change. It can be smooth, easy, and it can be done in less than an hour. How did Ismael get so good at this? It's just practice. It's just practice. And like I was saying, you don't have to have any special talents. You don't have to be super intelligent. Ismael's intelligent. I'm sure he has his own talents. But what it really came down to here is he just practiced, he focused, and he wanted to do this. And English is not even his first language, as you probably recognize. He's from Brazil. So English is not even his first language, and he learned how to do this, and he mastered it. So if you'd like to learn this so that you can do your own transformations, and if you're also a coach, if you'd like to learn this so you can implement this in your coaching practice, in the description right here down below, there is a link and there's an assessment there. And that is the best place to get started. Take that assessment. And if you want to talk to one of our coaches about what the next steps are, that will be available to you as well. But it all starts with that assessment. The assessment will help you understand where you are right now, where do you want to be, and how to get started.